I'm Kevin.
And I'm Rory from Rathmore Grammar School.
Tell me, Kevin, what's the project all about?
The project is obviously why did our palm trees die? And basically we came up with this topic whenever, basically we have a palm tree in our school grounds. We have one outside our principal's office. And it had died and we were wondering, like it was a really nice palm tree. And all of a sudden we just saw it and it was dead. And we were wondering why did this happen, and we got the idea to do a project on it. And then we heard that the BT Young Scientist competition was coming up and we decided to enter it.
So why are they dying?
Well, we did lots of experiments and we tested different soils because we weren't allowed to harm plants, see, because that would be a bit immoral. So what we did was we got different types of soil, and at first we thought it was like due to cold and drought. But then as we went on, we thought there was another factor involved, which is pressure. So what we did was we measured, we got wet soil, dry soil, and wet soil with foam cubes in them to stop the pressure from coming in.
Okay.
And these are the foam cubes, and basically we put these in and we wrap them with cellophane, and basically that's only to stop them getting from water damage. But these are obviously soft and spongy, so these were actually, we put them in the soil at regular intervals, and then these were actually designed to whenever the water froze, this would give a place for the pressure to expand into, therefore reducing pressure. And then, so what we had done originally, our first experiment was to prove that water actually had created the pressure. So what we had done, we had filled this up with dry soil and another cylinder with just wet soil, and we put the sensor in, and this sensor measures resistance. And this is an indirect method of measuring pressure. So whenever you press it, the resistance goes down, so there's more pressure going through. But whenever you don't, the resistance is up, so less pressure. So basically, we put this in for 3 weeks, and the dry soil had little pressure because there was no water, and then the wet soil had really high pressure, had really low resistance. So basically, we had known then that it was actually the water that was building up and creating the pressure.
Well, what happens is the water freezes, and then that builds up pressure and it damages the roots in the soil, and then that's what kills the palm trees.
I, in my innocence, had been told that it was because the ice had formed in the individual cells and burst the cells, but from what you say, it's a different thing. It's actually working at a much bigger
pressure.
But there are 3 phases to the cell freezing. The first is actually from 0 to -5 degrees, and that's when the actual water in the soil. And then the second is from -5 to -10 degrees Celsius, where the water around the cell actually freezes. And then the third is from -20 to -40 degrees Celsius, where the actual water inside the cell freezes, and that would also kill the plant.
So that's why then a couple of years ago when we had the really, really bad winter, so many died, it was because of that.
Yeah.
So your results then, do your results prove what you thought?
Well, our results were that it was pressure killing the palm trees, and we actually found a solution, and it would be, if you wanted to grow a palm tree in Belfast, all you'd have to do is if you put these collapse in the soil, and they give the pressure a place to expand into, therefore reducing the pressure, and therefore the palm tree wouldn't die as easily.
It's such a simple solution, isn't it?
And actually, we had tried another method, and was to fill a pipette, which is just this long thing, and fill it with oil. So whenever pressure was created, whenever resistance was there, the oil would go up, and that would measure the pressure. And we had actually tried to, these are all indirect methods where that's measuring resistance. And then we actually tried we had actually tried to directly measure the pressure, but that didn't turn out as well because it just kept bursting and going all over the place. We had got an air gauge and a pump, just runs in a foot pump, and filled it up with oil. But then whenever pressure was created, the oil would just splat all over the place. So that didn't work, so we had to try again.
Obviously a lot of work.
Yeah, there's lots of different ideas of how we could do it, and we weren't able to get a proper pressure measure, so we actually used this, which actually measures resistance, and then you can transfer that into pressure.
Yeah.
Tell me this then finally, how important do you think it is for students like yourselves to study STEM or related subjects at school?
I think science, technology and etc. STEM would actually come in quite handy because it's always useful. It's always going to be there in the future, unlike some jobs which could be easily replaced. But STEM and science and technology and all the rest are always going to be there. You're always going to need those skills for later life.
Science opens up so many career options, very good career options like doctor jobs, biology and chemistry and physics. And being at the Young Scientist exhibition, you can see all these like amazing inventions people are making, and we are the scientists of tomorrow. Like, who knows what, like the next, like Einstein might be here today and they might be making something revolutionary, and it's really amazing.
So what do you think about the exhibition then, the BT Young Scientist?
Yeah, it's actually quite, I didn't think it was going to be like this. It's actually quite a relaxed atmosphere, and the way the judge just comes over to you and you just chat to the person. And I actually quite like it. I like the buzz of it, and I like the way you can go around and see the other people's, like the future, the minds of tomorrow. It is quite actually really cool.
Well, thank you very much. Fascinating, and I wish you all the best whenever the judges come along.
Thank you.
Thank you.